So this one time I was at the park just hanging, and there's this guy, and we were, he was cool, we were shooting shit, but I thought maybe, just maybe, he might be a cop or something. So I'm like, are you a cop? And he said to me, no, I'm not a cop. So like 5 seconds later, he pulls out a gun, and there's cops and helicopters and cameras and vans everywhere. And they're like, you're selling meth, which I totally was not. The guy totally lied to my face. Then he threw me in a dungeon. I was sitting there sweating and crapping pineapples because I'm obviously screwed, right?
May I you, please? Alone?
No, fantastic that you could figure that all out and lie that down on her so you could come up with a way to get your toast. Fantastic.
Yeah, well, I didn't get it, did I?
No, but it was very clever. I would have just watched her out.
We have unlimited juice. This party is gonna be off of the hook.
Ha-ha! The fun has been doubled!
Some kids are allergic to their own sweat. So probably best to put the kibosh on physical activity, maybe play a board game, or tell a knock-knock joke.
Oh, hi there. You just caught me doing my part, making sure I'm adding only compostable material to my yarn waste cart.
My name is Optimus Prime, and I send this message.
Hello, my name is Kevin Ryan, and I am sitting here. We're ready to do the second edition in a collector's series of What the Hell Did You Expect? And like I said, my name's Kevin Ryan. I'm weighing in at 183 pounds this week. And with me, as always, is my illustrious co-host, Colin Suplee.
I bet I weigh more than you.
Well, I mean, you are about 5 inches taller. Well, no, more than 5 inches taller. Right?
How tall are
well,
you? I'm 6,
no,
like
'cause
6.5 or something.
You're 6.5?
Yeah, something like that.
I thought you were 20.
Well, yes. I mean, I suppose I am 20, but sometimes I'm also 6, as you have no doubt learned.
But no, like seriously though, I'm 5'7". Like last time I measured myself, I think I was 5'7".
Okay, that's how much is 12 minus 7? Is that 5? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that is
Excellent. That's
well,
great.
you're like 6. This is really terrible. Like, this is. I know we've been scraping the bottom of the barrel
Kevin,
for how to
we were
start.
going to talk about how terrible we were.
Yeah, but oh my god.
Well, we'll make do.
So what's up, man?
I'm paranoid because of the recording, but
yeah,
that,
it'll turn out okay. I mean, we just have to have faith in the technology, as hard as it is to have faith in the technology.
But it's so quiet compared to last week. Like I can hear it over there. It's like the little green bar is like on poop poop poop, like a baby just sort of crawling, as opposed to last week where it was like
Are you sure you have like all of the volumes and all of the levels all the way up?
Everything's up. Everything's maxed. Everything's cranked.
It should be fine.
What's going
and
on.
if not, well, then we'll do the second recorded show next week. But in the meantime, God, we're both wearing sandals today, which is strange to me.
We're not talking about the weather.
No, we're not talking about the weather. We're talking about flip-flops.
Okay, flip-flops.
They're
They're
sandals,
great.
or
actually flip-flops are kind of gross because they like flap, and sort of smack your feet like their butts.
Yeah.
Whereas sandals are great because they kind of hug your foot and you're like, yeah.
By the way, why do flip-flops? I've always wondered this, like, because my flip-flops, whenever I walk in flip-flops, they do that thing where they slap up and like hit the bottom of my foot. And sometimes when I'm walking through mud or water or something, because of that flapping motion, the mud or water is like projectiled from the bottom of my flip-flop onto the back of my pants. And I'm wondering, like, am I doing it wrong? Is there a technique to walking in flip-flops that I've just been unaware
there totally
of?
is. It's
Really?
called you buy sandals because flip-flops are cheap.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the point of buying flip-flops, is because they're cheap. But is there a way to be a cheap ass and not have
Don't walk
your
in
pants?
mud and puddles.
Yeah,
Dude, you just gotta stay away from the wet, man.
but like
showers, don't shower in your flip-flops. It's gross. Don't do it.
Well, that was
Lydia,
I mean,
can you hear me?
the other thing. Oh God. The other thing, though, is like what made me think of it actually is there was one day when I was staying with my host family in India, and I decided to walk through the slum where there was a big fish market, and it was really like there was just a bunch of fish guts and dirt and stuff all over the ground. And I was walking around in my flip flops and a pair of white pants. And as I was walking around just at a regular casual pace, all this stuff comes up onto the back of my pants. All of the like people watching me are just like laughing and staring and oh, look at the white guy with the stuff on his pants.
What were they walking around in? Doc Martens?
They were walking around in flip-flops.
Oh, and they just had it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, they're obviously superior to you in their flip-flop abilities. I didn't know that was a thing you could put skill points into.
I don't know how they do it, but like they would be wearing these, colorful, beautiful saris.
Yeah.
That like come down to their ankles and flip-flops and walking around a lot with like fish on their heads, and they never got anything on their saris. And I realized at that moment I've been doing it wrong my whole life, but I don't know how to do it right.
Maybe it's a different kind of step. Like you pull your whole foot up and you're like, rah, sort of like fee, fi, fo, fum.
Yeah, or maybe you
lunges.
plant your weight in a different spot.
Maybe.
Because, I always plant my weight on the ball of my feet, but that makes it so that there's like sort of a lever effect with the flip-flop that it comes up and slaps the bottom of. Maybe I have to plant my weight on my heel and then lift up from there.
Maybe. We could wear shoes,
Yeah.
I don't know. Flip-flops have always just sort of been like, they never seem like it's worth it to me. They're just kind of gross and grimy, and you have that thong thing between your foot. Like, if you put too much weight on it, it'll, like, tear at your toes, and it's like, ugh.
Yeah, well, you build up calluses to the toe tearing after a while.
Yeah, that's why I wear sandals as opposed to flip-flops.
Yeah. Well, what have you got on right now, actually? I thought you were wearing flip-flops.
I'm wearing sandals, like the things that actually connect to the back of my foot.
Oh.
They don't flop.
Get on the mic, by the way.
A full sandal kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they're Tevas or something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my dad has a pair of those.
You got these before.
I guess I
don't
remember. I guess I always associate those types of sandals with my dad, which isn't entirely a bad thing. But I'm always like, well, I don't, I know my style choices are usually reminiscent of a 40-year-old man, but I like to mitigate that at some times, and not wearing those sandals. I guess I've just like put in my mind that somehow that mitigates it. I don't know.
I feel like my fashion choices are usually based off of like a garage sale kind of guy. Like, it's like, oh, there's a pair of pants. I guess I'll put those on. Oh, that shirt, it's kind of grayish and there's some white on it. Whatever, I'll put it on. Like, oh, I guess it doesn't complement my figure. It's like, whatever, I'll just put a coat on and sort of go out in the public.
What I'm hearing right now is you do thrift shop like Macklemore.
I do not thrift shop unless I need things for cosplay.
Oh.
But I just sort of, I don't put a lot of extraneous thought into my clothing as much, which I kind of want to start doing because I'm getting really fucking tired of khakis. So I'm like, maybe I should have a goth phase in college and just start learn how to put on big black makeup and like wear black pants and like, Lydia is making me a thingy for my birthday, so I could wear that and also like some bracers like Allie has and sort of like leather and shit. And be like, ugh.
You should also get some piercings and some tattoos though.
Well, maybe
no.
to tattoos. I will never get piercings.
You can't be like real goth unless you.
I don't want to be real goth. I just want to wear black.
Well,
it's easy.
Oh, so you're just talking about like Matrix.
If I could pull off the Matrix look, I would do it. Although that leather has got to get hot and heavy.
Yeah. Well, especially for all that fighting and like the sort of gymnastics.
Oh, but that doesn't count though, because they're in the Matrix when they do that kind of fighting. So it's like,
oh yeah,
yeah, because it's like there is no spoon, so it's like there is no coat. You just happen to think you look like you're in a cool coat. There's no leather. Yeah.
You just look like a badass.
Yeah. So it's like, for all we know, those coats are textured in the Matrix to look like real leather, but they're made out of like silk or something in like Matrix actuality. I don't know. It's like a computer game.
You know what? That is the best description of why they have ridiculous like law like physics breaking stuff happen in the Matrix.
Yeah.
Because it's in the like I honestly never put that together until now.
That they were doing all the fighting in the computer program. That's why they
Which
could
is
do it.
Maybe a little sad.
I mean, you try and like if Neo or Morpheus tried to fight in real life, they'd be like, ah, and sort of just fall over. But
Yeah.
like, or in the real man, it's
Yeah.
complicated because you can still think that the Matrix that Neo like he escapes the Matrix in the first movie and then he falls into another level of the Matrix, which is why he can use superpowers in the third movie outside of the second Matrix. Which I don't know, man. I love that movie, but it's those sequels. I'm not sure how. Speaking of sequels.
Huh.
I heard this. There's this thing. I read this article on IO9 or Gawker or something the other day, like a week ago.
One of those big internet. Do you want to be distracted from your homework?
Oh god, yes. I was like, no. This is what I was going to talk about last week. The last few seconds, I was talking about the Matrix and spiritual successors. But because people don't like the Matrix sequels, there's this other.
Me included.
There's this. I mean, I think they're okay, but most people don't like them. There's this other idea of not having like a direct sequel, but a spiritual sequel to a movie that IO9 was talking about, which is I think is really cool because it's like there's these other two films, like one of them is Inception, and if you think of Inception as a spiritual sequel to The Matrix, you can sort of bring them all together in a single discourse of thought and sort of like talk about them as a sort of as a collection and like the themes and how they address like because they're all of like okay. The three films in particular that IO9 brought up were The Matrix, Inception, and Dark City, which is this other sort of like...
I've never heard of Dark City.
Dark City is fucking fantastic. I watched it over the summer, and I highly recommend you watch it in film club because it's really trippy. It's not like trippy with action like The Matrix is. It's just trippy. And with some really beautiful noir photography. And like all these, like it's Dark City. I mean, it's literally like a city that's shot. The whole film is shot entirely at night, except for a couple spoilery things. But it's just this gorgeous thing, and it's also about like reality and what is real and what is our existence when we don't know what real is, and what happens when we can't trust our senses, and what does it mean if we're all just tanks, brains in a tank somewhere, and everything is just. What if this radio show isn't even real and we just think we're in a radio show because I'm talking?
What if this is imaginary radio? Gasp.
I think that would be a bit too on the nose, so I wasn't going to say that. But yeah, it's like there's other things that I like that. Like just to name like something that would be in that line would be like the original Death Race, Red Line, and the Speed Racer movie. They're all about hyperactive, crazy ass racing, but the way they take it. In like three different directions it automatically causes you to compare and contrast and have this thought. So in that way, they're kind of like a trilogy.
Wait, so are you saying spiritual successors in the sense that like they would line up in terms of one story would set up the themes for another?
Yeah,
or...
it's entirely thematic.
I see.
Like it's like it's got a similar feel or a similar photographic sense or a similar just the way the films treat their subject matter is. Or even it could just be the same subject matter. Like Matrix, Dark City, and Inception all talk about reality and the mind. But they all handle it in different ways. Whereas Dark City is about, like... I don't even know... It's hard to describe, but it's hard to describe without spoiling it. But it's about a city that changes shape at night and nobody remembers it the next day. And The Matrix is about a computer program and Inception's about dreams. So it's all about these different ideas of taking reality and fucking with it. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So... Spiritual. Okay, I'm trying to think.
Like, try and think of a three.
Well, yeah. Now you've outlined that, and I'm trying to think of like any three movies that deal with something similar that I could make that sort of trilogy with, but nothing is coming to like. Maybe it's just because I'm trying too hard.
Maybe. Another example. This is kind of like far-fetched, but one that I like that I actually wrote a paper on in freshman year. Was Blade Runner, RoboCop, and the Terminator.
Actually,
because they're all about robots,
yeah,
and like robot people and people
and
you can't
artificial intelligence.
Yeah, so it's like I mean they take it wildly because RoboCop is a satire, Blade Runner is this depressing, beautiful work of cinematography, and the Terminator is the fucking Terminator.
Yeah.
So one's an action movie. Actually, two of them are action movies, and one's Blade Runner. So it's like
Yeah.
Some similarities, some differences. It's fun to think about.
Yeah. I mean, okay, now that I've had at least a little bit of time to think about this,
What?
I'm thinking Star Wars, Pirates of the Caribbean, and what's the SpongeBob movie called?
SpongeBob the movie?
Yeah, those three. Totally thematically relevant to each other.
Really?
Not even close.
I didn't think so. I thought you almost had something there with Blockbusters, but then it just turned into SpongeBob, and I was slightly confused.
No.
I mean, you could argue. How much money did that movie make? Was it widely? Was it a big
No.
deal?
Oh my god, that was such a flop. I actually saw it in theaters.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, like, my mom took me to see it in
Yeah, I think I was
theaters.
in like 4th grade, 5th
Yeah.
grade or something when that came out. But
Yeah.
I remember going to the theater, and my brother and mother went to see it, and I went to see like, I think it was like the Pixar movie that came out that year. Probably like
Yeah.
Toy Story 2 or something. I don't
I
remember.
like how it's always the Pixar movie that came out that year.
Yeah. Well, it isn't anymore because fucking Brave and what else came out? It was like Cars 2 and Brave.
Oh, Cars 2 can
yeah,
go
it's like
screw
those
itself.
movies. I mean, I liked Brave, but like it was a disappointment in comparison to like Wall-E and Up, which are just marvels of animation, and the Cars is a piece of shit. So it's like,
I know. It's so sad too, because like my brother
yeah.
gets into ruts with films and TV shows. I
Yeah.
shouldn't say films. He's 11. Movies. He gets into
Movies.
ruts with movies and TV
Well, we
shows,
all
and he'll
did
only
that.
watch
Yeah.
like. But he gets into serious ruts, and the rut he's been in for like the last 2 or 3 years is Cars. He watches Cars over and over again, which I'm a little bit concerned because it's such a bad movie. I mean, I realize that we all have our own personal tastes, and
Yeah.
you know,
we all
that
have
good
bad
stuff.
movies that we like.
That's
too.
true.
Like
but
Redline.
Redline's not a bad movie, though. I mean,
I've seen it like 7
it's
times now. I'm
stupid.
starting to think it is kind of a bad movie.
I mean, it's a stupid movie. It has it.
I love the soundtrack.
Yeah, no,
And
the
the
soundtrack
animation.
is really cool. but-
Characters are fucking flat.
Or
pacing's terrible. but
or
the-
like Pacific Rim.
oh
It's
yeah,
a
okay, no, that's an
stupid,
excellent
brilliant
example.
movie.
Pacific Rim is fucking derpy as hell, but oh my god, giant robots.
Yeah.
Punch the kaiju, punch it.
I remember watching that movie on my 12-hour flight back from India.
Yeah.
This is like 4 hours into the flight after I've already been awake for about 20 hours. The guy next to me is some like 50-year-old codger who like works for like the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office.
Coming
but
back
his-
from India.
No, he's coming back from somewhere in Central Asia because like they commissioned him to like train some of the police force over there.
Huh.
Either way,
Interesting.
because on international flights you get free drinks, so he is just using the hell out of that.
Okay.
He is drinking so much, and it's not even like good. He's not like doing the thing that I would do, which is like pick all of the top shelf liquor,
Yeah.
like run up the most expensive imaginary tab. He's just like, I'll have a Dewar's, which Dewar's is like a really terrible, I think it's a whiskey,
Yeah.
but it's like an Australian brand of whiskey.
Kangaroo whiskey. It's hopping.
I mean, when was the last
Apologies to
time something
Australians.
good came out of Australia, though? I mean,
Well, on Pacific Rim, Striker Eureka came out of Australia. And that was a fucking boss giant robot.
well, God, I guess we connected it. He was drinking Dewar's. I was watching Pacific Rim. But no, I was watching this on the plane as I was sleep deprived on this tiny screen as like announcements would be coming on every half hour about turbulence.
Yeah.
And I was like
More
sitting
turbulence,
there
turbulence.
wrapped in my really thin KLM, or no, it wasn't KLM, it was Lufthansa blanket.
Yeah.
And you know, trying to eat my pretzels without my hands coming too far out of the blanket, watching Pacific Rim. It was just, I mean, I don't have like proper words to describe that experience because it was kind of like the saddest, like not sad as in oh boo-hoo, like saddest as in that's pathetic.
Sounds fun to me.
I
You're the guy who sat in the library playing Skyrim on Valentine's Day.
Maybe I just find pathetic things really like just viscerally fun.
Maybe
I
it's
think
artsy.
that might be it. I don't think
Performance
it's
art.
artsy.
Do performance art. People that think things that people think are pathetic. An art gallery by Kevin Ryan.
Maybe I do have a future as an artist. I mean, I'll still
really
need to
highbrow conceptual artist.
Oh God.
It's like, it is not the table that is in my gallery. It is our preconcepted notion of what a table is and what lies upon it. And there's just a table like with a spotlight on it in the center of a white cube.
No, what I think would be interesting though, and I'm sure someone has done it before,
Probably.
is
It's
to
art, come on.
create just like glass cubes and recreate like rooms or like just everyday sort of environments and just have someone do what they would normally do in the glass cube on display as art. Like if I were to be an artist, and I'm not saying this is a good idea, I like
Yeah, it's an expensive idea.
I'm just saying that it would be a really funny idea because there would be so many different things people would be able to read into it. And
Yeah.
at the end, you know, as everyone's doing interviews, oh, Mr. Ryan, what does that art piece mean? I don't fucking know. I just got some guy to sit in his office, except he sat in that, like, glass cube instead of his office.
There is a course of study that does say it's not actually what the piece is, it's what people talk about it that's important. So that would probably fly in the contemporary art scene, is what I'm trying to say. You could definitely do that.
Yeah, which scares me a little bit. Like that honestly
It's not the Renaissance
scares
anymore, dude.
I know. Which I mean, good for us for leaving that behind us to some extent, but
Yeah.
at the same time, like the technical ability of artists. I think I was
it's
saying,
still here. Like, look at Chuck Close, like all his photorealistic paintings.
oh
are,
God,
like,
yeah. But
incredible.
I feel like more people are able to call themselves artistes now because it's
yeah,
much more
technical
conceptual.
craft has definitely been, I don't want to say going down,
Yeah.
because it's still here. Just look on the internet. There's tons of people who still put value on technicality over concept,
Mhm.
but it's like it's not getting you reviews in the New York. What's a big paper? New York Times?
Yeah, New York Times.
USA Today? I don't know.
Yeah, Washington Post, Seattle Post until wait, they're out of business.
Seattle.
I actually still like reading the Post Intelligencer from time to time because they're still online, which is weird to me.
Exclusively, they don't have print copies of those
Yeah, they
newspapers?
don't.
Oh,
There's
okay.
no print copies, but they still are online.
Fun.
They still have a YouTube channel. They have a Twitter account.
Do they use it?
Yeah, no,
Oh,
they use
cool.
it. Like they still have people on staff writing stories. They're just not a print newspaper anymore.
That's the way to go.
Yeah, I mean that's going to be the way to go. Maybe.
I don't know. I think there'll be a resurgence of like the pre-internet days or something like that.
Everyone will be super hipster about, oh, I'm using my pager. And,
Look at this cassette player. It's so retro.
oh, do you have a fax machine?
I don't know. There's a really powerful nostalgia behind that. Because, like, I still play my Game Boy Color from, like, 10, 15 years ago. And part of it's, like, I know the game... okay. I have Pokemon and Super Mario Bros. 1. So they're fucking excellent games that I'm playing.
Yeah.
But it's, like... There's just such a nostalgia tied to it that it's, like, that'll probably come back. Sort of like, what's that thing that people... The big black discs that people put on the scratchy shit. Vinyls?
Vinyls,
yeah,
yes.
vinyl scratch. That's it.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I mean, we sit here too, and like right next to this big like vinyl player, record player thing. See, I don't. I'm.
Is
I'm
it a record
not,
or is it a vinyl?
It's both.
Dad, if you're listening, Colin.
I think. But no, like we're sitting here like this is a college radio station in 2014.
Yeah.
There is a big record player sitting right next to my computer right now, which, I mean, should tell you something about it. And I keep hearing, like, really music-y people say, oh, sound is so much better when you hear it on vinyl than on a CD because of some technical musical bullshit.
Has there been a study? We should do a study.
There should be a
for
I feel
science.
like there might be a study. I just don't know about it. I mean, it's
I mean,
at
they
least
say
to
that,
my
and they're
ears,
probably
it's hard
right,
to tell.
but I want to see like how much of a degree it is, like standard deviation away from MP3s.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is that like a CD,
Yeah.
the only way that it's going to like CDs don't have a shelf life the way that vinyl albums do. CDs, you can just keep playing it and keep playing it. I mean, unless you use
They'll
it for a
break after
frisbee
time,
or
right?
a coaster or something like that, your CD will last you a lot longer than a vinyl. A vinyl won't last you. I mean, that's why back in the day you would buy multiple vinyls because you anticipate that you're going to listen to that record a lot.
Yeah. I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Like my dad still has a huge vinyl collection on one of these scratch disc players.
Yeah.
And it was like, that's cool, Dad. But some of them are like,
Did
play
you
'em
say
in
scratch disc player?
It's a thing. It's like
there's a needle that like
yeah, I could buy one
rubs
of
against
these like 2 foot by 4 foot boxes and put it on my desk and be like, yeah, music. Or I could have my phone, which is like 3 inches long and a centimeter wide, and be like, I'll just listen to music on this. And it's like,
and it holds way more music.
oh god, yes.
I sometimes wish that I could go back to like myself about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Like when my dad gave me a Walkman, and I thought that was just the coolest thing ever. And like while we were in the car, I could like sit in the back seat and put my clunky big headphones on and listen to the one CD that I brought.
Oh god, yeah. I had the Shrek soundtrack when I was younger.
Me too. I
listen
listen to that thing all the time.
I listen to that shit and be like, I can't watch that movie anymore because those songs are just so ingrained in my head. It's like, well, it's like I heard Accidentally in Love, that song. I don't know who wrote that on like the radio the other day when I was eating shitty Red Robin food with my dad. And I didn't even.
I think that was the Counting Crows.
Yeah, I saw the Shrek scenes and I can't hear those songs anymore.
I know.
Without the movie, it's like
or even like listening to Hallelujah, which is a really common song.
You think of Shrek, I think of the sex scene from Watchmen. Hallelujah, and they're just thrusting all over the place.
Oh my god! But no, this is all to say that I would love to go back to myself. Like 15 years ago when I was listening to a Walkman thinking that's cool as shit. And I'd be like, hey, Kevin, I'm Kevin. Yeah, I know. Sorry about the extra weight. Hey, listen, I'm from the future, and I just got to say, man, okay, open up that Walkman right now and take the disc you're listening to. Yeah, break it in half. Yeah, in half.
Yeah.
Now, see the size of that disc? You will be able to listen to all your music on that in the future. Oh, wow, how many songs does this hold? Like 10, 15? All of them. Think of every song that has ever been made by anyone ever. You can put it on that thing.
It's a lot of music.
It's
That's
so
terabytes
much music.
of music.
Yeah, I mean, in truth, you can't actually put every song made by anyone
See,
ever.
if I were to have a time machine and go back in time, I would tell my 10-year-old self, Colin, I know you think they're lame right now. I know you don't want them anymore, and I know your friends hate you that you own them, but do not throw away your Power Ranger toys, your Pokemon cards, or your old Game Boys, or so help me, I will cut you.
Why, are they like valuable now?
No, I just fucking miss my toys from when I was a kid.
Nostalgia. Okay, yeah, no, that's fair too. Like,
why do you think I bought that giant plastic train thing in Japan? It's because I had. Did I ever show you that?
No. You bought a train?
Okay, there's this Power Rangers toy called the Super Train Megazord, and it's these it's these plastic trains that you transform into this. They connect together and then build this robot that's about 1.5 feet tall. It's like pretty big. And I found one in Japan. I was like, that's fucking awesome. I need that because I was never able to buy one because it was $50 over in the States when I was a kid. So I found one for $25 in Japan. I was like 10 years old. I was like, I'm buying it. So I bought it and I brought it back from Japan.
Nice.
So now I have some. I bought a lot of toys in Japan. It was practical. It was very unhealthy of me to do so.
I bought a pair of drums and some spices. And some
I did not buy porn. Believe it or not, I did not buy porn in Japan.
Good for you.
Good for me. It's like once in a lifetime opportunity, and I didn't seize the day.
I
it's free
wish
online,
to
whatever.
God Well, I mean, I don't necessarily wish, but it's just that.
Oh my God, the phone is a dial tone.
Whoa, the phone has a dial tone.
Yeah, the phone is a dial tone. Okay, I'm sorry, but we for the past
Actually-
2 weeks, our line into the studio has not had a dial tone. So now I just picked it up arbitrarily to like, oh, I wonder if I should check, and it has a dial tone. Now it's making the on hold sign.
Well, then hang it up. You've had it. Is it
Okay,
dial
yeah,
tone
now it's
again?
fine.
Yeah.
So,
okay. So
people should
to
call
both
in
of
or
our
some shit.
listeners right now, if you want to call in and
With a serious question.
have a completely inane conversation with us, the number is 503-768-7104. I feel like so much more of an actual radio DJ giving out the number to our station.
A bit. Giving out our phone number was working for a while.
Yeah, don't pick it up.
Why not?
Because then it won't be able to ring.
Is that how these new things
That's
work?
how phones work. It's not like a cell phone where you push a button. There's like a fucking thing. Sorry.
You mean the ringy bit has to like go burr for it to work?
Well,
or-
I mean, it's not that, but there's okay, pick it up for a second.
Okay.
You see that that little translucent plastic thing?
Oh yeah, the white bit.
Yeah, it has to be pushed down in order for the phone to be able to ring. Otherwise, the phone won't ring.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Praise the phone god.
Yeah. So,
Minutes to the phone god.
yeah. So, if someone ends up calling, the phone will need to be on the hook.
John, you should call me. I
Uh,
mean, not John. My brother.
Someone is actually calling.
I'm not picking that up.
Okay, hold on. I'm taking this call.
No, you're not.
Hello, welcome to KLC Radio. Oh my, sorry, I have no idea who is calling me right now.
Is it a man or a woman?
Oh my God, it's Lydia.
What? Seriously?
Yeah, well, okay, here's the deal when you're on imaginary radio with us and you're on the phone is that you should not be listening to the live stream anymore. You should just be listening. Okay, good. Hi, what's up? Do you want to join in on our completely inane conversation?
Do you have something to add to our
Pretty
conversation
sure
about phones and vinyls?
the telephone thing is working right now. I'm pretty sure the listeners are able to hear you. You can't hear Colin at all? Like his mic isn't working or something tonight? Oh, yeah. No, that's maybe a slight problem. You can't. Oh, Colin is saying right now that apparently we're not picking you up on the phone. Can you say something again just so we can get a sound check? Yeah. I don't know if the phone is actually they may have mismarked the thing on here. Yeah.
Lydia, we cannot hear you.
Yeah.
Kevin can hear you, but the phone is not plugged into the thing, I guess, so you're not coming in on the radio.
Yeah. So, I mean, basically everyone can hear Colin and me, but not you, because even though the slider that says telephone is all the way
Is it
up
plugged
and
in?
pushed on,
Yeah.
apparently it's not going through or something. I don't know how this... I don't know how any of this equipment works. Oh, no, not that button, because if you push that button down, it does a thing that...
What kind of thing?
Okay, thanks for calling in, Lydia. Bye.
What did she say?
Not much. She was just like, hi, and there's a weird delay thing, and I can't hear you.
Lydia, can you hear me?
Oh my God.
Is everything okay?
I think everything... Don't take
Lydia,
the cover
you turned
off
off your
mic.
targeting computer. What's wrong?
uh,
Lydia, pull up.
Cover me, Porkins. I was always... like, I feel so sorry for that guy, because forever, for the rest of his acting career, which was probably fairly short-lived.
Probably.
The biggest thing he would have had on his resume, Star Wars. People would be like, "Whoa, you were in Star Wars? What was your character? Who were you?" And he'd go, "I was Porkins."
The guy who couldn't pull out in time.
The fat guy in the tiny plane who had no control over the situation.
Yeah.
And everyone will go, "Oh, well, thank you for stopping by, but we've got actual people here to audition for this part. Goodbye."
Here comes Mark Hamill now.
Huh?
The guy who played Luke
yeah,
Skywalker.
God. Mark Hamill, he does so much stuff, like, still.
Yeah, he's super active.
Did you ever watch, there's this
Maybe.
time traveler show on Cartoon Network.
Time Squad.
Time Squad, that was it.
Yeah.
He played the Larry 3000 robot.
I don't think I ever saw that. Like, in passing. Just like when I was younger on TV once or twice, but I don't think I haven't found the reruns online yet.
I know he's done a lot of voices in Samurai Jack, too, Mark Hamill.
And he was Fire Lord Ozai in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, that's right, that's right. He does a lot of cartoon
And
work.
he was the Joker. I mean, you know.
Wait, he was the Joker? When?
Yeah, in Batman the Animated Series and like the newer Arkham Asylum games. He's the Joker. Which is great because he makes a wonderful Joker.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they got the same guy who did Batman. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, God. We've reached the first one of these.
Let's play a banjo.
Wow. We've reached the first one of these, but we're like 35 minutes in. That's actually better than I was expecting.
Fabulous.
Yeah, seriously. You know what pisses me off? Well, actually, don't answer that. A lot of things piss me off.
Fucking horses.
You know, I'd never given a thought to llamas fucking horses. That doesn't, that doesn't piss me off as much as that just turns me off.
It's okay. It turns me off, too.
Okay, good.
Just like that menacing thing of Black Santa. It's still on the wall of our studio.
It's almost March. They should have taken that down.
It's kind of creepy.
Actually,
go
I
home,
think
Santa.
it's
Why are you
not
still
even
in my house?
I don't think it's even a Christmas decoration anymore. I think it's just like part of the studio.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
We're really new to this studio, if you can't tell.
Yeah.
Why we complain that everything's broken. In the vain hope that someone who listens to this will be like, "Hey, you guys should get your shit dudes better equipment, boo." And they'll be like, "Yes, of course, we are KLC Radio, and we love to give our things new things."
Because KLC Radio is NPR. You're listening to NKLCPR.
The National Public Radios.
At Lewis and Clark.
Tonight's topic.
The greatness of Kevin Ryan.
And why, oh God, why do my spaghetti meatballs taste like Uncle Vernon's left shoe?
Hello, I'm your host, Kevin Ryan.
Okay, stop.
I think we have the NPR thing dialed in, though.
Maybe. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great if we got a phone call from NPR? I'd be like, "You can't do that. That's our thing. You have to stop. It's trademarked NPR."
Which is, the other really funny thing is that, okay, the basis for this podcast, I said podcast.
Radio station.
The basis for this, this radio show is a local radio show from Seattle called TBTL, or Too Beautiful to Live. It was on the radio for like a year and then it got taken off, but it's continued for about 5 years in podcast form.
Yeah.
And right now it's hosted by Luke Burbank and Andrew Walsh. And
their show is basically the reason we're doing a show.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
props to those guys. We stole your intro.
And we're kind of trying to emulate them as best we, well, sort of. But the funny thing though is that as wackadoo weird as that show is sometimes, both of those guys have roots in NPR, in public radio. Because Luke did, and still does, Wait, Don't Tell Me.
Yeah.
A lot. And Andrew, while he started out doing, I I think it was New Hampshire Public Radio, which similarly to us has probably tens of listeners.
Yeah.
But now he's doing a public radio show in Hollywood.
Oh,
so,
that's rad.
Yeah.
Way to go.
I mean, Andrew
Talking to all
Hollywood
those
Walsh.
rich white people. I wonder how that must be. Oh, excuse me. I seem to have lost my other Lamborghini. Did you check your pockets? No. That's where my Porsche is. Put some gold leaf on that. Yes, please. Oh, how's my fresco coming, Walter?
Oh, I so wish I would be able to shove a Porsche in my pocket. It would give a whole new meaning to carjacking.
If you could shrink cars and put them in your pocket. Whoa, onto something there.
Yeah.
Hey, so you mentioned New Hampshire, right?
Yeah. What about
how
New
cold
Hampshire?
do you think it is in New Hampshire right now?
We're not talking about the weather, Colin.
No,
I thought
we're
we
not.
discussed this.
But how cold do you think it is in northernish Ireland, Scotland kind of place?
Why?
Do you think they have radio in Hibernia? Whoa, segue!
Oh my god.
Do you want to sing the D&D song? Because I want to sing the D&D song.
Wait, what's the D&D song?
It's time for D&D on the song hosted by Colin and Kevin.
You actually could have made that rhyme by saying it's time for D&D, a show by Kevin Ryan and Colin Sipley.
Oh, it didn't come to me in time. I am aghast with pain.
That's
time.
fine. That's
Next
fine.
time we'll sing it together.
Next time
we'll have an intro. It'll be great.
Yeah.
So what happened this week?
We'll
in
record
D&D?
a really terrible soundbite on Audacity and just play that.
Like a boom 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 da boom boom.
Did anything remarkable really happen? I feel like
I pretended to be a drunk father and pretended that Claire was my daughter, which was strange.
Yeah, that's true. And
we infiltrated an elf stronghold sort of place where I think they're peddling drugs or also trying to summon Cthulhu.
Not peddling drugs.
Not peddling drugs for
yeah.
show.
No, they like our
weapons.
dungeon master was very specific that it's like most of the operations, most of the money for this elven crime ring is not through drugs or contraband. It seems to be sort of embezzlement, corruption, weird sort of money coming in from trade and political stuff from other places. But either way, yeah, no, you were sort of in some weird tunnels where you'd been rolling really high skill checks for a while, being able to like hide from them and everything.
Yeah.
And then
as soon as we busted out into this room, this like the strategy room underneath this like pubish place of like elf revolutionary army or something, there was we started rolling really shitty like sneak and hide checks. So suddenly they're like, "Who goes?" And then they pull their knives and shivs on us. And I'm like, "Ah!" So my character Melchior basically in 10 seconds dirties himself off, ruffles his hair, and basically just pretends to be a drunk. While our halfling pretends to be our gnome pretends to be my character's daughter, and we're all like, "Oh, please don't hurt us. My father, he's this poor drunk. His wife ran out on him and went and dated this hot redhead from Ireland. It's this terrible scandal." And too real.
That ends there.
Okay. Oh, no. Okay, yeah. So Lydia has just texted me to remind you all, to tell you that as my drunk character was like, and they were like, who is you? What is your name, daughter of this insane drunk elf? And I was like, Beowulf. So my daughter's name is Beowulf now, which is pretty fabulous. But they let us go, and we have the sympathies of the working class elf people in Hibernia. And then we met up, and we basically ended on Cthulhu is trying to rush his way into our realm from some astral plane of doom.
Yeah,
so
and I think
fun.
you're onto something, because our DM has sort of given us two main quest lines where we're both chasing some evil teleporty guy who is an elf, and also the head of this major elven crime ring, who is also consequently an elf. And they both have like fireball and like some sort of magical mystical powers, and everyone's very afraid of them, and Vecna's involved. I think it's the same guy.
I'm damn sure it's the same guy. His name starts with D.
Apparent.
I know what he looks like because Aaron posted concept art of him on his DeviantArt last summer. So I don't know. Like, I forget his name. It's long and like like it's like Daenerys but with more N's. So I don't know.
Grendel.
Dal Grendel. Yeah, his name is Dal Grendel. So,
Grendel.
Huh?
Grendel.
Grendel.
He's Grendel.
He's Grendel. The elf. Well, that makes sense because my daughter is Beowulf.
No, exactly.
Claire's Beowulf.
Yeah.
So then the evil climbing is Grendel. So we got to go kill Grendel. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. I actually do know a guy who named his dog Grendel.
That's
and it's like this tiny little pug. Like, it can fit in the crook of his arm like a football.
Yeah.
And he named it Grendel.
What else happened? Did Melchior do anything silly this time? I mean, he was pretty well behaved.
Yeah. He acted like a drunk.
Well,
and
yeah, but that's not that. Like last week, I ran my tongue along a dungeon wall and set my hair on fire. So
Yeah,
pretending to be drunk is kind of down
started
on
a
the
cult.
insanity. Well, I tried to start a cult. It didn't work.
Yeah.
Maybe
No,
again.
Your character was useful this week. Good job.
Yeah. Although on the other hand, Elian was not. So we need to find something for him to do because the poor guy's just getting high and sitting in the corner.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is like, I can't help feel like my character is doing a bit too much because my character has connections with a lot of authority figures.
Yeah.
But at the same time, my character is terrible at sneaking and surveillance.
Yeah.
Which like seems like it's going to be the majority of what this campaign ends up being is sort of sneaky ninja type stuff. Where I'm just
practically, I mean, we're doing a ton of political stuff in between all that.
Yeah,
so.
but, I'll just sit in a desk with some papers and be like, I wonder where this thing and... Oh, I guess... Oh, well, this doesn't match up with that. Maybe there's
Kevin
an
is
expense.
flapping the run sheet in front of the mic in order to simulate paper movement.
Forgive me for trying to create the illusion of
we don't have
actual
a Foley
papers.
artist, so he has to do everything himself.
Yeah, we don't have like a I mean, we have a soundboard, but we don't have like a soundboard where I can push a button and there'll be a funky sound like
or laugh track
Yeah.
like ah. It'd be a terrible laugh track. You'd have to tickle me or something. I'm like ah. It'd be great.
I don't think you are qualified to participate in any sort of laugh track activities, Colin. I regret to inform you.
Yeah. But no, okay, so if Melchior has the sympathies of this elven crime ring, I'm thinking I want to work my way up through the ranks somehow within the span of a day before Cthulhu attacks and be like, I shall take over this crime ring, and then get in the trusts of the leader and be like, hey, dude, I'm betraying you, and then I stab him, and then I'm like, and now I am the Lord of the Vecnas.
And then I'll have to kill you.
Well, no, because I'll
that'll
summon
be
Vecna and beat
sad.
the shit out of Vecna, because my character hates gods. It'll work, I promise. You can kill gods. I've tried, I swear.
Okay, level 2.
Level
Well, actually, we're we're leveling up next time. Level 3.
Oh,
God,
man, what is
pardon
Vecna?
me.
Lydia, what level is Vecna?
High.
Like how high?
Way too high.
Like, high enough that if I plug a Game Shark into my character sheet, I can hack some levels into it?
Like, high enough that no matter what level you are, he will fuck you up. Yeah.
So that's the thing. Whenever you create gods in a setting, my first inclination is Lydia says that Vecna's level is over 9,000. That answers my question.
Yeah.
But
And the highest level you can get to in D&D is 20.
Oh.
You cap at 20.
Okay. Well, in that case. But yeah, whenever I realize there's gods in a setting and then there's like a pantheon of them, my first inclination is to try and fight them. Just because I think it'd be super fun to train a character literally to kill the gods. So, and then we can like Ragnarok. Vikings. Speaking of Vikings. Speaking of Vikings.
What about Vikings?
Ninja was fun this week.
That has absolutely nothing to do with Vikings, Colin.
But they're ninjas, and we ran around and slashed at people with boffers. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And there's another topic exhausted in about 10 seconds.
And now I'm going to sing the moving out of the D&D topic song. We're moving out of D&D to talk about something else.
virtuoso performance by Colin Suplee.
Yep.
I'm Kevin Ryan. This is KLC NPR.
Not doing that again.
Yeah, no, we're not.
Who dares text me twice?
Text me once, shame on you. Text me twice, shame on me.
Text me thrice, and my phone has gone over the limit. AT&T is coming after me. Whoa!
Yeah, someone texted you thrice, Colin. If you pick up that, no, don't pick up that phone. It'll
Okay.
explode.
All right, I won't
It'll
pick it up. I'll
be
just,
like Mission
I'll just
Impossible.
turn it off and drop it.
It'll be Mission Impossible style. The phone will literally explode in your hand. That actually, you know what? That happens, and that's scary. Well, it happens if you're taking a call and your phone is plugged in, there is a larger chance that your phone will explode. Like, this is a
like spontaneously
documented
combusting phones. That's a thing.
Yeah, it'll explode because there's too much going. I don't understand why, but apparently it's a thing that happens. I've seen pictures of it on Facebook.
That's because everything you see on Facebook is true. Everything.
Yeah.
If you don't like this status, all the pandas in Africa will be brutally murdered. Are there pandas in Africa?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, you have nothing to fear. Please do not like this status. There are no pandas in Africa.
Yeah,
or there
but this
were
is
until
like
Loki
this
got
is the
there.
status of one of the kids I met while I was in India. Who is super sort of. I mean, she's only 16, but she's really sort of cautious and motherly. What?
Someone went on your India trip who was 16?
No. This is one of the girls I met in India.
Okay.
She is an Indian.
Like, how is she in college if she's 16?
No.
Prodigy.
God. No, this is one of the girls from the school that we stayed at in Varanasi.
Yeah.
And she posted this thing on Facebook a few days ago. And, you know, she is like, she's the mother of pretty much everyone in her friend group at that school because, well, yeah. But she posts this picture of this exploded phone and then a guy with all these like sort of marks and bruises and burns and stuff on his face, like right about where you would hold a phone, and also on his hand. And the caption was like, "This could happen to you. Please like and share so that all your friends know to not have a conversation on the phone while it's plugged into the charger."
What the fuck? Oh my god. Okay.
Dude, calm down.
Who's calling us?
Just the phone.
No, I got it this time.
You got it this time?
Okay, whoever's calling us, we're not gonna be able to hear you on the show. But
okay, pick up the phone.
There's a dial tone.
Well, okay, maybe they stopped then.
Well, call back.
We want something.
Pizza?
To do.
Is that the pizza? Because I really want pizza.
Oh god, don't start with me on pizza cravings.
I always get pizza cravings late at night.
Yeah.
Like last week, it was like, yeah, I want some chips. And now that we actually have Santita's, our favorite chip brand, I'm like, yeah, pizza. Where's the pizza? Hello. Hello, how are you? This is KLC Radio.
Who's calling?
I know it's JD. It's one of my friends from childhood.
Oh, great.
Hey, what's up?
Also, no one's going to be able to hear this conversation,
Yeah,
so
okay,
it's going to make really terrible radio.
No one can hear you, okay?
It's like the worst thing. No one can hear you.
No one can hear you. I'm
and
sorry.
No one cares.
Yeah, thanks for listening to the show. Do you like is there anything you would like us to talk about? Because I'd hate to keep our viewers who aren't you actually
listeners, not viewers.
Oh, right, sorry. Give me a string of 4 random words.
Saberfish, tuna.
Okay. Kevin is talking over me, so you're going to have to repeat that. Also, Animal Crossing is 2 words, not 1.
Well, now we just have dead air.
We do have dead air. I'm sorry. Pennies. Screwdriver. DS. Painting. Thank you very much. Talk to you again soon. Goodbye. Have a lovely evening. Ciao. Well, that was fascinating. So we're going to talk about that?
No.
What did I even say?
I don't remember. What a fucking fantastic radio host
I
you
know.
are.
I just, I'm sorry, guys, but it's really hard when the other listeners can't hear you. So I guess we can talk about pennies.
The other thing is
I want to talk about pennies.
No. I will let you talk about pennies in like
It
one.
has something to do with trains. It's great.
Oh, great. But we should probably not give the number out if people are going to call in and the listeners can't hear them.
Yeah, so we'll get on that, guys. We'll try and fix it. And
Yeah.
gals and indeterminates.
Well, by we will try and fix it, we really mean I'm going to be passive aggressive to the radio show manager tomorrow in English class about that, and she may or may not do something about that.
Fabulous. They got a dial tone on the phone. I
yeah,
mean, it's
no,
an improvement.
I mean it's little steps. Wait, is Mike 3 still cut?
Yes, Mike 3 is still cut.
Okay.
Glory to you, Mike 3. Mike 3 isn't even there anymore. Like, it's just a stand. Where's the microphone?
I don't know.
I mean, I can
They
see the cut
scrapped
wire
it.
underneath the table, but the actual microphone stand is just empty.
Yeah.
So, you're a brave soul, Mike 3. Goodbye.
You wanted to talk about pennies?
Yeah, so I was in summer camp once, and you know what I did in summer camp? There was a railroad thing, and I was like, you know what? It's cool. Trains. I like trains, as I mentioned earlier with the Power Ranger shit. I took some pennies with my friend Shane, and we put pennies on the railroad tracks and stood next to the tracks as the train came by and smashed the pennies. We did not die, thankfully.
Wait, the pennies didn't like shoot out?
No, they did. I mean, we had to find them again because the train, one wheel went over them and then they got knocked off or something. But
were they like they were totally smashed? Then,
oh yeah, they're completely defaced. They were just like, it was really cool. Like, cause we were always like, what if? Because when you're like 13, you're like, hey, like, what if the train actually derails? Like, what do we do then? It's not our fault, right? Because it hit the penny, like not us. And it's like, it was a tense couple seconds when all of your mythicas
use your words,
I'm
Colin.
trying. It's that thing. It's like folk tales regarding trains and derailing and Calvin and Hobbes. We're like,
what? What?
There's a Calvin and Hobbes strip where he puts a penny on a railroad track and the train like derails for miles. I think that might have also been the one about the T-Rexes and the fighter jets. So it's been a while. Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, this is Kevin Ryan from What the Hell Did You Expect? We would like to apologize right now for the recording having actually just cut out. The reason why we're doing this actually is just because there's no one else in the studio right now, so why the hell not? We might as well get back on the air.
Is my button pressed?
No, your button's pressed.
Okay,
You're on. We're just doing this for the recording that's going to go up on YouTube, actually. So if anyone's listening live, which I doubt anyone is, that's what's going on, just for a short.
If you'd like to file a complaint, please call us. We'll have a jolly old time talking to you.
If you would like to file a complaint, please don't call anyone. I'm sure they'll be around soon.
I suppose I was like, I was listening to the recording right after we ended the show, and the last 10 minutes of the recording just completely cut out. I don't know why. Something happened with the thing.
Huh. Wait, did it get to our late night?
No.
Damn.
I think it ended. Maybe it ended when we right when I stopped talking about the pennies being crushed by the train. So I told this epic soliloquy about Twitch plays Pokemon and how the great god of Helix saved everyone from shitty bars, but I guess that's dead to the world now. So
well, it's not entirely dead to the world. I heard it. Lydia heard it. It will live on in our memories.
In our hearts and souls, this great tale of the Helix fossil and bird Jesus will live on.
Mm-hmm.
See, I added my own bit in the actual Twitch plays Pokemon thing. He doesn't have a epic guitar, and he didn't descend from the heavens and rock everyone to death.
Wait, are there actual bars in the thing, though?
No.
Oh.
I was making shit up, dude.
Well, no, I knew you were making shit. I was just like, because I'm completely unfamiliar with this, so I wasn't sure how much shit you were actually making up.
The bird Jesus and the worshipping the fossils, that actually is a thing that the internet is doing about Pokemon right now.
Huh.
Everything else in that story I told is completely made up, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. We're sorry. We'll try and get the awesome story next time. Apologies deeply.
I think part of that is just due to that we went over time, and because we're recording directly from the KLC website, I think it stops live streaming after an hour unless you refresh it. So what we might need to do next time is just go back and hit the refresh button as it gets towards the hour mark. There'll be like
that should work. Although there's gonna be a weird bit in the video where it, fuck it, whatever.
Yeah,
It's not gonna
we'll
matter.
splice it we'll make it work somehow. There might be a few
Editing,
seconds.
yay.
There might be a few seconds of dead air while you hit the refresh button.
Yeah.
But
Like prepare for dead air.
or you
And
know,
now we're back.
Or you know what we could even do is we could just like play a little bit of a song.
Yeah.
Just while you refresh.
We still
the
haven't
page.
listened to Starbomb on the air. Which, by the way, any of you out there who have not heard of Starbomb, which is a collaborative album by Ego Raptor and Ninja Sex Party, you've really got to listen to Starbomb. It's good shit.
I can't tell whether this is like really sort of hipster. Oh, listen to Starbomb. You've probably never heard of it, or whether this is like.
I don't care. It's good. Go listen to it.
Well, yeah, but I'm trying to place the genre, but because the names are so fucking weird, I can't.
Oh,
like,
it's rap, and
I didn't peg you for a rap guy, honestly.
neither did I. And then I listened to this album. It's,
okay.
It's rap about video games. It's
Oh,
pretty fucking rad, actually.
That's why you're okay.
Yeah. If we plug, no, we can't plug in my computer.
No, and mine is already off and in my bag.
Yeah.
Because
sorry,
we're
we'll play it
professionals.
next time or something. We'll put it on the run sheet.
Yeah.
Have a lovely evening, lovelies. We love you and the loves. Good night.
Thank you all once again for tuning in to What the Hell Did You Expect? I'm Kevin Ryan.
And I'm Colin Suplee.
And we will see you next time.
KLC out.